This is CBS in America calling Honolulu. Go ahead, Honolulu. Go ahead, Honolulu. We should like to now try to call in Manila, the capital of the Philippine Commonwealth. Go ahead, Manila. This is CBS in America calling Manila. Go ahead. We regret that we are unable to contact either Honolulu or Manila. We return you now to William L. Shirer in New York.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
I was in high school and heard it on the radio about Pearl Harbor being attacked, and that threw the country into war. And I thought about that, not that I was a super patriot, but I was thinking now, I'm not a I always thought I wasn't getting anything done, you know, so I thought I would do something and accomplish something in life. And several years before that, I heard Brother Oral one time talk about, someone was talking about military, and he said, well, I don't know, he said, but if I would ever join any military organization, it'd be the U.S. Marines. Have no idea where you heard about them. Never forgot it. So when the war started, I went to Tallahassee on December the 13th and joined the U.S. Marines. Simply because I heard that one phrase, I would join the Marine. Never heard of it before.
When World War II started for America, Alec was already in the Army and Emery in the Navy. Russell, BP, and John quickly joined the armed services. Family lore says that Oral tried to join up, but was turned down because of his age and the fact that he was Perry and Lee's only son not already in uniform. Russell joined the Army, was assigned to the artillery, and is believed to have served in North Africa, Sicily, and Italy. BP also joined the Army and is said to have served in France in transportation. Emery started the war in motor torpedo boats in the North Atlantic, but was soon transferred to the South Pacific to serve in the flimsy, plywood-hulled PT boats immortalized by the film They Were Expendable. In World War II, in the American Armed Services, the United States Marine Corps was second only to the U.S. Merchant Marine in percentage of men killed. John was first posted to Funafuti to defend that island from attack and was subjected to regular bombing by the Japanese.
We headed out to the South Pacific and went in to Tulagi Harbor and didn't even drop anchor. They took us out and we rushed down to the Ellis Islands to seize and occupy one atoll to prevent the Japanese from getting there, and I guess we got there maybe a few weeks ahead of them. The Seabees built an airstrip there. This Funafuti atoll was about 2.5 miles long and maybe 200 yards wide. And on a bright moonlight night, they shine like a jewel. And that's when the Japs came and let us know they were around, because they could fly over the island, look straight down in that bowl, that beautiful island, and drop their bombs. And they did that for 4 or 5 nights every month while the moon was overhead. And they were perfectly safe because our anti-aircraft were, like all other anti-aircraft, weren't very accurate. Had a real good buddy, was in the 22nd Marines, joined us right next to my outfit. He spent a lot of time with us, with my outfit, and he was from Boston, and he had just a great personality, and tough as a knot. And he and I become very, very close buddies. And he was from the foxhole, maybe 50 feet from me, in an individual one-man foxhole, and he got a direct bomb hit.
But Funafuti was not nearly as deadly as John's next assignment. In late November of 1943, while his parents and siblings at home were preparing for Thanksgiving, John was on a ship in the Pacific Ocean just off an atoll in the Gilbert Islands by the name of Tarawa. Tarawa was the U.S. Marines' first landing on a defended beach, and they learned a number of lessons there the hard way. The tides were badly misjudged, so that Marines were forced to wade ashore on a coral reef hundreds of yards from the beach into the teeth of Japanese machine gun and artillery fire. Tarawa has been called the bloodiest battle of World War II in casualties per square mile. In only 3 days, on an islet not much larger than the farm on which John grew up, 8,000 men were killed or wounded.
Tarawa came along then in November of '43, and I was detached to the 4th Battalion, 10th Marines Field Artillery, and went with that outfit to Tarawa. There was no place for artillery to land, so they really didn't need us. We went ashore. I said the second day, it could have been the third day, because time means nothing. And so much chaos and excitement. And we knew what was happening on the beach. Boats running aground rather, and a few troops coming in. An awful lot of them were floating in the water. That was a terrible thing. Marines shouldn't do this.
John went on to fight in the invasion of Leyte a year later, and was scheduled to be part of the invasion of the Japanese home islands when 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ending the war.
That chaos, it was just slaughter. The pillbox that they had built, and they said it would take 1,000,000 men 1,000 years to take Tarawa, and it was taken in 76 hours.